Hey guys, Bon here. A lot of you guys have been asking me for an Ellie guide, and today I'm going to do a little something different with my videos. I'm going to do a 17 Brackenhide walkthrough with my commentary on it. So let's get right into it with the talents first. You can see here on the right side, this is our standard elemental build. Not a lot changes here, especially on Tyrannical. On 4 weeks, I'm going to be testing some Echoes of Great Sundering. I do like running the Echoes build. I think it has potential, especially in Academy or dungeons with high density mobs like Brackenhide. On the left side, however, we do have changes in talents depending on affixes. This week there are incorporeal, so we do run Hex to help out with that. I personally love running Earth Shield. It's a little bit underrated, but there are situations where if you have Earth Shield on you, your healing surge is 20% stronger. This is very good for fights that have a lot of rot damage in it. You can have some big crit on your healing surges. Alright, let's get this key started. Our 17 Brackenhide late night 2 a.m. random session. Let's do it. All right, I'm going to talk a little bit about my UI here first before this big opening pool. It's a pretty standard pool for Bracken. At the beginning, I like to let the tank gather. Don't worry about spreading flame shocks. Don't worry about chain lightning. You're going to pull threat and die. Just wait for your tank to gather. As soon as he plants, that's your go-to. That's your green light to just slam, right? So, as in terms of UI, I have my Earth Shield tracker here. Right below that, you'll have a Flame Shock tracker. Always, 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 before you send Primordial Wave Lava Burst combo, you want 6 Flame Shocks. Lots of people are not doing enough DPS on their Ellie because they are not maintaining 6 Flame Shocks after their P-Wave Lava Burst combo. Every Flame Shock gives you 4% haste after 20, right? So with 6 Flame Shocks, you'll have 40% haste total. That's what you're after. That's your target. So here you have my details. Ability tracker is right here in case you want to see what buttons I'm pressing. And these are my modified Luxos weak aura package here. So when the tank is pulling, once he's done gathering, you want to fire Ellie first at all times. You Bloodlust, Potion, double Magma Totem when they're stacked. It's nice and juicy. That'll give you 6 Flame Shocks right away, and then you bring a Primordial Wave, my primary target, which is this guy, which also has the most health, which is great for us, and the mob that I'm kicking. There's my P-Wave. Green means go, 6 Flame Shocks, and your general combo is Lava Burst, Quake, spam. Lava Burst, Quake, Lava Burst, Quake, Lava Burst, Quake. Whenever you run out of Maelstrom, you send your charges of Stormkeeper. If you ascend, great, even better. But don't worry about trying to beam every single time. It's not gonna happen. Lava beam, you'll get if you get lucky, you'll lava beam. If you don't, keep sending that Stormkeeper. It's very good damage.
Ascend. One spawned.
Feel free to throw out a lava beam or two here. Lava beams are good damage, but they are risky. If you hard cast lava beam and your ascendance runs out, your beam will not go off and you lose that 1 or 2 seconds of time. Don't worry about your AoE on openers. You're never gonna beat a Shadow Priest or a Dev or a Warlock, but we will catch up to them eventually if we play good.
Ring.
All right, so after this first pull, we're gonna fast forward. We're gonna go straight to the boss. It's very important that you have Fire Ellie and P-Wave for the next pack every time. Our damage relies so heavily on Fire Ellie and P-Wave being up.
Ring.
Whenever you hear that ring, weak aura, that's this the filial duty ring that gives you a big shield. Great ring, by the way. Right now we're Mind Tooth skipping everything, Sleepwalk skipping, while our Shadow Priest opens up all the cages. Here we go. Once we get to this boss, your very first couple globals should be Fire Ellie into Magma Totem, instantly Flame Shock all of them, and your P-Wave Earthquake combo. I Astral Shift this first bleed. Set Trick Totem on focus so you can go ahead and kick them. Usually you want to kick the bolts and let the healing go through and just purge it off. If you ascend
Ring.
during a Stormkeeper, then send your beam charges after Lava Burst, because Lava Burst buffs your beams. Otherwise, just send your Stormkeeper charges regularly. After Lava Burst, of course.
Kick. Ascend. Totem.
Try to save your P-Wave for these totems. I don't have P-Wave here, but that's okay. It does come back up, and I do send it.
Kick.
Right before these Flame Shocks fall off, you want to refresh with Magma Totem, which is exactly what I do here.
3. Kick. 2. Ring. Gash Frenzy. Greater Healing Rapids. Kick. Ascend.
There's Ascend, so I beam after Lava Burst, and again beam after Lava Burst. Help out with these Incorporeals if you can with using Hexes. Ideally, you Flame Shock them too, but only Flame Shock them if you're gonna be in a Primordial Wave window, because it gives you an extra 4% haste.
Ascend.
If you Primordial Wave one target, you get 20% haste. Every additional target gives you 4% haste, so it's always so important to have as many Flame Shocks as you can. Here we just delete the totem. We're at least very great on prio damage, especially when Primordial Wave is up.
Ascend. 3, 2, 1.
So here the team is going to pull an extra pack. So I am farming my Fire Elite back, and I'm going to kick this and hex that Incorporeal because it almost goes off. So now I want to focus on getting my 6 Flame Shocks out immediately. So I get my 6 right away, but some are falling off. I'll make sure on the next P wave that I get a P wave off on a new target. So I have 6. There's 6. And then it's just your combo, right? Lava Burst, Quake, Spam. If you ascend, use your beam. If you don't, send your Stormkeeper after a Quake so you can hit 6 targets.
Vicious Plum Angle. Ascend.
There's Ascendance. Send a beam if you can. Sending 2 is risky, like I almost missed the beam there. Lava Beam is more damage, but it is riskier, so do it at your own risk. And it's probably not even worth it, to be honest.
Ring. Ascend.
I like it because it looks cool.
Ring.
There it is, good Flame Shock management to make sure they're always dotted. The rest of this pool is pretty easy. Go ahead and fast forward to the next pack. You can see that I have Fire Ellie and Primordial Wave ready for the next pack. The Cauldron that we just got, by the way, removes diseases on the extraction button, so make sure you have that just in case. I like to put the Elders on focus because you can kick them. They have a cast. Here's our standard opener. Fire Ellie, P-Wave the Oak, and then try to Magma Totem ads that are not the Lashers. The Lashers are like really bad. They eat our Flame Shocks, and we constantly have to refresh because of it. So I like to P-Wave the Oak and then try to Magma Totem ads that are not Lashers. So I drop mine here. And then I Flame Shock another one over here to get 6. You can see I have 4. And after I Flame Shock this guy, I have 6. And then go into your combo. Lava Burst Quake 4 times. P-Wave comes back, send that. Lava Burst Quake 4 times, and Stormkeeper in between.
Ring.
If you ascend, great. I ascend here. Quake Beam, Quake Beam. So it hits 6 targets. It's perfect.
Ring. Ascend. 2 spawned.
There is a safe spot I should be standing up here. It looks like the Evoker probably rescued the Shadow Priest up there. I should be up there. No, the Evoker's down here. The Shadow Priest is up there.
Ascend.
If you go on top of this rock, the Lashers won't target you. And you don't have to dodge the frontals. But you know me. I love to live dangerously. Doing pretty good AoE here. happy with that, you know.
Ring. Stomp.
Again, I'm trying to get my Fire Ellie back, trying to get my P-Wave back because the tank's already looking to pull the next pack. You have to be ready for the next pack if you want to do big damage. I think I go to Hex this. Nope, it gets MC'd right away. I make a mistake here. I should Lava Burst because I have Surge of Power up to get my Fire Ellie back. And then dot. I end up dotting all these first, which ends up being like a pretty big mistake in loss in DPS. Because I use my combo, which is Flame Shock, into Magma Totem. I'm sorry, Primordial Wave into Magma Totem into Flame Shock. You can see my cast here. P-Wave, Magma Totem, Flame Shock. Instantly I get 6. But now my Fire Ellie's back and I drop them. I'm like, okay, I need to get lucky with an Ascendance, but I don't. So all my Flame Shocks start falling off.
Kick. Burst of decay.
You can see when my Flame Shocks fall off here, I have 5. And that's because a Lasher died. When it's on Lashers, all your Flame Shocks are falling off because they die. So now I'm down to 1 Flame Shock. This is bad, right? So I decide to Quake, Flame Shock to get 3. And when my P-Wave comes back, I'm going to Quake, P-Wave a new target. And that's going to give me 5. Or 3 because the Lashers keep eating them, which sucks. This area's not the most fun for Ellie. It's constantly refreshing Flame Shocks is not ideal. But you do the best that you can, right? Alright, I'm back up to 6. It's so important. This 40% haste with 6 Flame Shocks is amazing. It's like Ellie's unplayable without it. Finish off the Rotsinger. We're going to get a debuff here, Disease. But we cleanse it off with our extra action button.
Ascend.
Now there's just 3 main targets. There's 2 Elders and 1 Oak. That's why I like coloring the nameplates. You can see, ignore like the red. It's usually Lashers or Spiteful's. But the blue is like, and purple are easier to see. So I know I got to keep those Flame Shock.
Ascend.
One thing I like to do when it's just the Oak by itself, if he's healthy enough, after you Quake, you want to target a Lasher and P-Wave and target another Lasher and Flame Shock so that you have 5 Flame Shocks off right away. But in this situation, he's not that healthy and you want to save this P-Wave for the next pack. Same with Fire Ellie. The worst thing you can do is setting like a Primordial Wave right now and not having it for the next pack. We're doing great damage overall. I try to get this Cauldron. I'm getting chased. I'm like, oh, it's not worth it. But then I think I go back. I'm like, yes, it is worth it. Give me that Cauldron. Because you don't want that disease, man. That's like a negative haste disease. It's bad. Alright, so here's our standard opener. Fire Ellie. Put the Elder on focus so I can kick him. P-Wave, Magma Totem, Flame Shock. P-Wave one target, Magma Totem on the other 3. And then Flame quickly target something without it and Flame Shock it for 6. And then you go into your combo. Lava Burst Quake 4 times and Stormkeeper. I get aggro here, which freaks me out. Anytime you get aggro, the best thing you can do is T-Storm into Cap. Let your tank handle it. Like, oh god, get away from me. So I T-Storm into Cap. And you're just spreading your Flame Shocks. In all this madness of nameplates, you have to track your Flame Shocks. Because these Lashers are eating it, and you have to put your Flame Shocks on targets that are not Lashers. So if you can, it's like a little mini game. Try to snipe targets without Flame Shock. That's one thing Blizzard should add is a better Flame Shock spread for Ellie. Something like Enhanced does with Lava Lash. I do a pretty good job at maintaining 6. Usually I don't send P-Wave unless I have 6 or max. And that's why you see me do like pretty good damage, just Flame Shock management. Same with Fire Ellie management for every pack.
Ascend.
So now we get some slimes and some shades. I believe I send the P-Wave here and I try to farm it back for the next pack. Yeah, so I'm a little bit behind on P-Wave, so I try to get it because I know the tank's pulling next pack. So I'm trying to hurry up and get this next P-Wave. So I have it back. I Fire Ellie. I double magma totem here just to get my 6 P waves up fast because my P wave wasn't up.
Withering away. Dot kick.
Max range that totem so you don't get the disease, and I kick the Rotsinger.
Decaying roots. Ring.
And you're in your combo again.
5 spawned.
Watch that Incorporeal, hex it if I have to, but it gets caged right away, which is awesome.
Ring.
Always send your Stormkeeper charges after Quake, because that guarantees 6 targets get hit. And here's the part where I'm saying there's an Oak and 2 Elders. That's only 3 Flame Shocks. But when he spawns adds, target the Lashers after a Quake and P-Wave them. That'll be an extra 2. It gives you 5. And then target another one for Flame Shock and get 6. See how I got 6 here, but there's only 3 main targets? Watch this next P-Wave, how I save it for the next set. As soon as the Lasher spawn, I Quake. I target a Lasher. I have 1 Flame Shock because the Elders died. I'm going to P-Wave it. And then I target another Lasher that doesn't have it and Flame Shock that, and that's going to give me 5 total. So instead of sending P-Wave just on the tree and getting 20% haste, I send P-Wave on 5 targets and get 36% haste.
1 spawned.
You have to be quick with it though. So that's dead.
Ascend.
Let's go ahead and speed this up. Alright, so standard opener. Fire LE, P-Wave, Magma Totem, Flame Shock. 6 Flame Shocks dodge this. These are kind of hard to see. That's okay. Again, get into your rotation. I realize that the Decay is like a prio target, so I go to Flame Shock him.
Ring.
And it's all about Flame Shock management, guys. Get that 6 Flame Shock at all costs. You want this 40% haste is so critical. I get threat here. What do? T-Storm into Cap. The Shaper's on me. He starts to cast on me and I kick it. I just try to run to my tank so he can help me out. And he taunts it right there, which is nice.
Ascend. Dash.
And yeah, this is all about just Lava Burst quaking. Spread your Primordial Wave on every quake. You know, and fast forward just a little bit here. Try to keep those big trees dotted.
Ring. Dodge. Ascend. Stomp.
And now we're gonna come to this boss. Tree boss is really good. Really good boss for elemental. All right, so tree boss, you want to save your P wave for decay sprays. If you have magma totem up, the correct combo is as soon as he does decay spray, you're gonna magma totem the ads, and you're gonna P wave the ad that doesn't get flame shock. And the way magma totem works is it'll flame shock the 3 closest. So if you aim your totem over here, it's gonna dot these 3. So I'm already pre-moving my cursor to primordial wave this guy. Primordial wave, then you go back to the boss and you unleash your lava burst. Boom, 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 boom.
Ring.
Cast almost kill us. Silent Sigil was a little late. Okay, now here I don't have Magma Totem and I don't have Surge of Power, but I still target 1 slime, P-Wave it, and then Flame Shock another, and that'll be 3. 3 is the best you can do. It's the best you can do. I T-Storm because I think that I got scared those were going to cast. The Evoker just deletes them. If they lasted longer, it's way better for me and the Shadow Priest, but it looks like the Evoker just straight up deletes them. I wasn't ready for this spawn, so I...
Ascend.
What do I do here? Let's rewind. Wasn't ready for this spawn. Actually, I pre-earthquaked. No P-Wave, right? But if you pre-earthquake and then Flame Shock, that's 2 of them. And then what do I do here? I end up P-waving the boss, which gives me Surge of Power, and I Flame Shock another side. So now they're all 4 have Flame Shock.
Ascend.
And then we send our P-wave. Send a Lava Beam in there, baby, for some extra damn, because they gotta die, you know?
Ascend.
Sometimes I end up saving P-wave
Starving Frenzy.
too long, because I think someone needs to get eaten to
5
spawn
spawned.
ads. And when they don't get eaten, then no ads. You only get 1 wave instead of 2.
Ring.
But here I have, this next wave is coming in 2 seconds, right here. I'm gonna Magma Totem, and then P-wave the 4th one. Boom.
Ascend.
Ooh, nice Ascendance. Go ahead and beam them. Boom. Big damage. I should have sent this P-wave, but I was expecting another set of ads, because I don't actually know how this boss works correctly with the ads. But I think I just figured it out just now.
Ascend.
Like, if somebody gets eaten, you'll get 2. If nobody gets eaten, you only get 1 set. So I hold on to this P-wave way too long. But we have a spray coming in 5 seconds.
Ascend. Consuming.
For this spray, we actually have Magma Totem P-wave, so that's what we're gonna use here.
Consuming.
We're gonna spray someone. We're gonna Magma Totem. Boom. P-wave the 4th one. Bam. Someone. Oh, there's a second set. See, so this time he actually does get a second set because he gets eaten. So I'm just gonna Quake, which gives me Surge of Power, and spread Flame Shock to 2 of them, and continue normal rotation. Yeah, they just die before I can even get my next P-wave rotation in there.
Ascend.
Note to self: do not run keys with Dev Evoker.
6 spawned.
6 Incorp spawn? Oh my god, be careful. My Incorporeal Weaker has a little bug. It should have said 1 spawn, not 6. Oh, I need to check if there's an update on that. So we have a spray coming up.
Decay spray.
This spray is a good example of not having Magma Totem, but planning correctly. If you pre-Earthquake them, which I do here, then you can P-Wave Flame Shock and you'll dot all 4 of them. So boom, P-Wave 1, Flame Shock another one, bam, all 4 of them are dotted, and then you just go ham with Lava Burst.
Ring.
And boss should die here.
Ascend.
I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward because we do skip the next pack all the way up to the next boss. I think we end up waiting for someone that's changing talents. It's okay. I like to use Gust of Wind here. Guarantees me getting up there. Sometimes I'll be stuck trying to get up there. I'm like, nah, we're just gonna gust. Alright, so this next pool. Super important. Usually you have Bloodlust here when you get here. We don't, but that's okay. So you're gonna pull the 2 birds with the bear and the boss with the 2 hyenas. That's 6 targets. You have to get your 6 flame shocks out efficiently. So always plan. Usually somebody slowed the birds, but usually the birds are on top of the bear and you can like fire elite lava totem them all, but they're not stacked. But I still fire elite and I magma totem the 2 vultures in the back, and I reset my magma totem, and I'm gonna magma totem the boss with the 2 hyenas. Boom. So I have 5. So I'm gonna P-wave the bear for number 6, and then just target the boss and cleave. Target the boss, pop my potion, and just cleave with quakes and meatballs. Lava burst. Again, P-wave on cooldown. Lava burst spam. And then if you don't ascend, I'm fishing for ascendance. If you don't ascend, just send your charges after earthquake. This boss actually has really good lineup with P-wave. As soon as he spawns hyenas, you want to P-wave the boss. You'll see me P-wave the boss here. And the hyena spawns stacked. So you flame shock the hyenas and you'll have 3 flame shocks out instantly. You see that happen there? This hyena melees me for half my health and I quickly recognize that it didn't get trapped. So I pop my Astral Shift and I'll T-Storm. If I didn't pop my Astral Shift, I would be dead because you'll see the next hit take me down to 6%. I think my AG procs and heals me. I T-Storm it to get it off me, and then I run like heck.
Meat toss. Ensnaring trap. Ensnaring trap.
And here you want to use your Magma Totem to redot the hyenas. Usually a lot of the Flame Shocks fall off the hyenas. You'll see one falls off. I Magma Totem to get it back.
Ascend.
I send my P-Wave here. Probably should have held because he spawned the next wave. If that happens, you Earth Shock the boss and you Flame Shock both of these.
Meat toss. 6 spawned. Ensnaring trap.
If the hyenas are close enough to the boss, you Earthquake. If they're not, just Earth Shock the boss. P-Wave on cooldown.
Lust
I
available.
P-Wave that hyena that didn't have Flame Shock on him just to get that extra haste buff. We send Bloodlust here just to get an extra one on the last boss. But you see me here saving this P-Wave. Because he's going to call hyenas. You're going to P-Wave. Flame Shock. Now they're both instantly Flame Shock. If you weren't Flame Shocking them, you'd only get 20% haste, but now you're getting 28% haste on every Primordial Wave. Send some Lava Beams if they're stacked up for some extra dam, for sure. But Lava Beam at your own risk, because if you hard cast it, you might miss one. Flame Shock falls off. I use Magma Tome to refresh that. This final send of Fire Elemental was bad. Ideally, once it's like 20%, you don't want to send your Fire Elemental. You want to save it for the next pack. Especially this boss, because he dies so fast. Like it's Tyrannical. He's dying in like 230. Really fast.
Ring. Ascend.
Alright, so we get to the next pack, and again, our nice little combo is P-Wave into Magma Totem into Flame Shock. The Flame Shock counter kind of bugs out. It says 8. Sometimes it does that. It's very rare. But don't worry, it'll autocorrect, and you, as long as you're getting this 40% haste here, you're good. Here I only have 4, so I want to go ahead and keep spreading.
Ascend.
You'll see me P-Wave one of the biters probably to spread more. I back up to 6. 40% haste, boom. Doing good AoE damage. Missing a Flame Shock here. I usually put it up like on my next P-Wave. I'll put it up. This guy's is gonna fall off. P-Wave isn't coming for a while, so I'm likely gonna manually Flame Shock that one.
Ascend.
Ascendance. Should have sent Stormkeeper there, but decided to hold it for the next big pull.
Ring.
Saving Fire Elemental for the next pull. I decided to send one more P-Wave because I'm like, oh, maybe I can fit it in. Dodge these ghosts because these ghosts hit hard. It might need a little bit of a nerf. Alright, ready for the next pack. Finally, P-Wave. I didn't know they were going to combine these pools, so I think I send my combo early, just on 4. I'm like, oh, are we just doing a small pool? I was like, okay. But then he decides to pull the other pack. I'm like, oh, crap. So I only have 32% haste instead of 40, right? Because I could have dotted the other one. I get a Disease Cleanse from the Cauldron, get my 6 Flame Shocks out right away, and kick my focus target.
Ascend.
I want to P-Wave the Force Scourge because he usually has the most health. I usually focus him down. And Fears are super dangerous. All these guys are Flame Shocked, 5 Flame Shocks, and we just go ham.
Kick.
Meatball Quakes, Meatball Quakes, Primordial Wave, Meatball Quakes. Help with the Incorp, go ahead and Hex that.
Kick.
There's Disease. It's gone.
Kick.
Priest is doing a good job dispelling that disease.
Ring. Hideous
That
cast.
disease is very dangerous, by the way, so
Withering contagion.
always be ready to dwarf. Always be ready to
Withering
use your
contagion.
cauldron to get that disease off. This pool gets a little bit spicy. One of the fears is missed. We do a double
Kick.
War
One
Scourge,
spawned.
and one of our fears is missed. And that's because we're doing like no comms here. Actually doing no comms, so it gets
Withering
we
contagion.
almost break the key here.
Rage storm.
Again, your number one focus,
Ascend.
6 flame shocks.
Kick.
You see, I only have 2, so I gotta start spreading. Gotta start spreading. There's 4. I'm gonna quake and spread here to 6. Boom.
Withering contagion.
That fear gets off.
CC.
No one has any kicks up.
Withering contagion. Kick.
So that was very bad. Our tank dies, so the first thing we do is Earth Ellie, Earthbind Totem. That's my immediate response. Earth Ellie, Earthbind, and run. He gets battle res and he's trying to get everything back.
Rotting surge.
This guy just melees me for half my health, so I'm bailing.
Rage storm. Withering contagion. Storm. Withering contagion.
We managed to get control back. Thank goodness, and we don't let any more fears go off. Save the pool. Our tank is getting absolutely obliterated right now. There's a caster in the back hitting me for half my health. That's okay.
Kick.
And dodge this ghost. Get away.
Kick.
Flame shocks are falling off because, you know, we're too busy running, not enough meatballs to proc ascendances and refresh those flame shocks. But we make it through. 1 scourge left, more scourge left. And all that's left is the final boss.
Ring.
But there is a safe spot on this final boss on top of this mushroom. Get a little bit back. And if you have Bloodlust at the beginning of this pool, you can open with P-Wave. But since we don't have Lust, save your P-Wave for the first totem. Every time he spawns a totem, I think it's safe to, if you have the Maelstrom, to Earthquake the totem location for extra damage. Or drop a Magma totem on it before it spawns. Right before. Otherwise, open on it with P-Wave on totem every time. It lines up so good. P-Wave into Lava Burst, Earth Shock, Lava Burst. That's usually your combo. If you have Stormkeeper, you'll use your charges after Earth Shocking for extra damage. You see me drop Magma Totem there and then P-Wave it and go ham. Use my charges. Use your Stormkeeper charges either after Lava Burst or especially after your Earth Shocks.
Force bound.
Try to Flame Shock these Incorps, because even though they're mind controlled, you're still going to get the haste.
Ring.
Watch, you'll see me Primordial Wave, Lava Burst, and I have 28% haste instead of 24. Because this Incorp is MC'd, but I still have it Flame Shock technically, so I'm getting that extra 4% haste.
Totem.
Refresh Flame Shock on the boss, P-Wave the totem. You'll see me do it a couple times where like you're waiting for the totem to spawn. So in that global, while it's spawning, you can drop a Quake on it.
Ring.
And then P-Wave it when it spawns. And although it's not optimal, it's a little extra damage on the totem. You see me Flame Shock the Incorp here.
Ring. Totem.
Because the boss is going to be walked onto. I think I pre-Earthquake here. No, not there. Okay, so P-Wave totem and just single target. I think I'm saving this is my potion right here. My final potion will be with Bloodlust. Here's a totem. Again, P-Wave, meatball. Ooh, when you ascend on totems, it feels so good, by the way. You just do so much damage to it.
Choking rod cloud. Force bound. Totem. First totem. Ring.
I actually haven't found the class that can beat Ellie on the totem yet. I think maybe Frost can beat Ellie on it. I'm not sure though. Ellie's one of the best at these totems.
Totem. First totem.
No P-Wave there, so I open with Magma Totem. Luckily we ascend and then P-Wave finish it off. Teammates getting very low from that explosion.
Choking Rot Cloud.
Trying to farm my P-Wave back. Get a nice little ascendance so we know for sure we'll have our P-Wave. I think I Earthquake here. You see me pre-Earthquake there? Loss and P-Wave. Okay, no losses. I lied. I think we're waiting for their CDs.
Totem. First totem.
We lost in 50 seconds maybe?
Ring.
Check out that pre-Earthquake. Oh, someone lost it now.
Ascend.
That's okay. And yeah, this boss is pretty chill for us. Here, look to help with Incorp. Flame shock this guy. Next that guy. Nope. Looks like he got slumbered or sleptwalked. Sometimes you don't even have to use the Stormkeeper charges on that. It just gets deleted. If you're ever ascended during your Stormkeeper and Stormkeeper charges are about to run out, send your Stormkeeper charges after Lava Bursting. You have to use the charges. Even in Ascendance, just use them. They're worth it.
Ring. Choking Rot Cloud.
I think we could have focused boss here. I think my initial plan was to focus boss. Flame shock the Incorp. But I decide to switch to totem after the tank starts dragging it over. I'm like, okay, let's go totem. I was like, oh god, they're going totem, so I go totem. But honestly, we should have just went to the boss. Ooh, that almost goes off. It wouldn't have mattered. We would have killed the boss anyway. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching the walkthrough. Let me know if you guys like this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and if you want to see more like this, just leave a comment. Let me know what else you want to hear, what else, what I can improve on, and I'll try to get that over to you guys. Thank you.